But there was a party at Clive Davis's house, and that's where the story began. Clive Davis's house.
He revealed his sexuality. They did it with understanding and support and warmth, and it really impressed me and continues to impress me. As far as myself is concerned, I was totally straight until through my second marriage. I've got 4 kids and grandkids. I opened up myself after the failure of my second marriage, never having had anything with a man, to see, could I be attracted to the person and not the gender? And I did find that I could be attracted to a man.
Y'all want me to talk about Clive Davis? Okay, let's do it. But I'm telling y'all right now, this story already took a turn that I was not expecting. So Clive Davis is over Arista, which is over Diddy's Bad Boy records. Now, rumor has it, allegedly, Diddy got on his knees for Clive Davis in 1994, and that's how Bad Boy Records.
Power. He loves the ability to manipulate and control people. Why? Most likely because he was victimized by his mentor, who loved to control people.
And his mentor was
Andre Well.
Tell us how
who was mentored by Clive Davis.
A new lawsuit just came out that shows tons of evidence that P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, has been running a sexual blackmail operation very much like Jeffrey Epstein, but in the rap and music industry for basically 30 years. And in that lawsuit, we learned that his head of security while he's running the sexual blackmail ring is this guy named Fahim Muhammad, who before working for Diddy was the head of security for Michael Jackson when he was only 21.
And Tupac was like a couple, seemed like to me. It was just a lot of weird shit going on, you know what I'm saying?
This rapper and him, they all in the room together.
Hold on to your wheeze, girl, because the gossip today is sizzling. The streets are buzzing with news that Clive Davis has just dropped a shocking revelation that has Diddy on edge. You won't believe what's unfolding in the music world right now. Clive, the legendary mogul, has decided to share some secrets. And guess who's caught in the crossfire? That's right, Diddy himself. The details are so scandalous, they'll have you gasping. We're talking jaw-dropping drama that'll make your grandma clutch her pearls. And Diddy's response? Let's just say he's not handling it well. He's losing it. And we have all the scoop on his epic meltdown. You won't want to miss how this celeb saga unfolds. Things are about to get wild.
And in the lawsuit, he implied that Meek Mill and Usher were part of these freak-offs that he's so infamous for.
Let me ask you, is this still doubtable at this point that Diddy is,
Listen, until I see it, I'm not going to say that it happened.
Man, listen.
There's been lots of, in fact, this one dude, Fat Jewish, you know who that guy is? It's this Jewish comedian guy. He went to this whole story, and this story has been kind of popping up again. But he was saying he was at this one house party, and it was a super, super high end. He wasn't even sure how he even got in there. But as he was walking around, I think he was trying to find the bathroom, and he walked into a room, and it was Diddy and this gay DJ named Felix the House Cat, and they were spooning, according to him. And he said that Diddy saw him, and their eyes kind of locked, and they tried to get him to say that he was joking or whatever else, but he kind of keeps saying the story over and over again. And I looked up, Felix the House Cat is an openly gay DJ. That part is established. I don't know. I'm not going to say it happened. I'm going to say it didn't happen. I wasn't there. I've never had any sort of gay experiences with Diddy.
There's just too many clues, brother.
Remember Wendy Williams got kicked off the radio for that?
Yeah.
When she brought up and said that there's some, she has some sort of gay proof, Puffy called and said, you either get rid of her or I'm suing. They got rid of her.
But that was probably at the apex of Puff's powers.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, these are about Wendy from the radio show days.
Before she went on TV.
Yeah,
she had to go to Philly because of that.
Yeah.
Now, I remember when I interviewed her, she kind of alluded to that. She goes, I was burned at the stake for that. Now look, rah, rah, rah.
Right.
There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such, and now it's all come full circle. There were many situations, none of which to talk about, but there were many situations back in the day in my career, and it's all coming full circle now. So,
listen, I don't know. Is Puffy gay or bisexual? I don't know. I've never been there. There.
If it looked like a gay club, smelled like a gay club, it's probably a gay club.
But there's a story I've recently been telling about Diddy. I said it on Drink Champs for the first time. Me and Faison Love kind of had a little laugh fest when I brought this up. I was at a club. This was years ago. This was maybe 2006 or so. At the time I was a broke DJ, so when you're broke, you kind of depend on merch. Mm-hmm. You know, these companies giving you free clothes, you know, so you could look kind of fresh without having to spend a lot of money. And there was this company named Stalin Dean. They did these really dope throwbacks with teams that didn't exist anymore. So they're running this whole kind of series with these old Negro League teams. Right. And there was a team called the Brown Bombers. And my man Rikers, who worked there, you know, was really cool with me. So he gave me this Brown Bombers jacket with a matching hat. And it was like, I was feeling myself. I'm like, okay, like no one else has this. Like, yo, I'm about to go hit the club with this. So I was out in the club, and Puffy was in the club as well. And this guy approached me, and he was like, yo, man, I work for Puffy. Oh, okay, cool. What's up? He goes, hey, man, Puffy really likes that jacket you're wearing.
Take that.
He's wondering if you want to sell it to him.
You had to pay him in dick.
I said, no, man, I'm not going to sell my jacket. Are you sure? Because it's going to be some money. I said, nah, man, I'm cool. And honestly, having another man offer to buy my jacket off me is really kind of weird. If you ask me, nah, I'm cool. No thanks.
I'm going to be, hold up now. Objection. I don't see that as a weird thing. Listen, if you a rich motherfucker and you go, yo, that fucking jacket hot, and you go, I'll give you $5,000 for a jacket that probably costs maybe half that, if that. You wouldn't sell it? And that make him gay?
I didn't say he was gay by saying that. At no point did I say this was
why
gay.
do you find that weird? Because one thing about rich motherfuckers, they used to getting what they want when they want. That's part of the power of being rich.
I guess in retro, I just felt it was kind of disrespectful. I felt like
disrespectful would have been if his boys beat you up and took the jacket. Right. He offered you money.
He offered me money. I guess all he had to do was say, that's a dope jacket, where'd you get it? And then the next day, he goes and gets that jacket.
But maybe he doesn't want to go the next day. Maybe he wants to wear the motherfucker right now. And because it's a dope jacket and he's who he is, that adds to his dopeness.
Yeah.
I don't think that's weird at all.
I thought it was weird.
Why is Diddy losing it, girl? It's all about Clive Davis spilling some scalding tea. If you don't know Clive, he's a music industry legend who's worked with icons like Whitney Houston and Alicia Keys. When he talks, people listen. Now, rumor has it Clive's been sitting on some juicy gossip about Diddy for years. The million-dollar question is why he's sharing it now. Maybe he's tired of secrets, or perhaps he has a book to promote. So what's Clive saying that has Diddy so worked up? Apparently, he's revealing details about Diddy's personal life, specifically his relationships with men. Yeah, you heard that right. Clive claims Diddy has been playing for both teams, and he has receipts to prove it. This kind of news can shake up anyone's image. Clive is naming names and dropping insider details, as if he's been keeping a secret diary. And remember, Clive Davis isn't just anyone. He's a respected figure in music. When he speaks, it matters. That's why everyone's wondering why he chose now to spill these bombshells.
Wendy Williams, she got fired from the radio in New York because she basically said she had seen some pictures of Puffy with some men, and he basically called the radio station and said, you either fire her or I'm going to sue you. So she got fired. Right. There was this comedian named the Fat Jew who said that he walked into a party on Star Island and he saw Diddy spooning with this one gay DJ named Felix the House Cat.
Yeah, that's my man Felix.
You know Felix?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Was there a relationship of any sort between Felix and Diddy?
I can't say yes and I can't say no. I've never seen them do anything, but he was one of the in crowds. He was one of the in people with Diddy, where you had like certain people that were just Diddy friends. You know, we got to know them throughout time, but they would pop up at the parties in San Tropez, pop up in the parties at Cannes. You know, these were just his personal friends. So they would do ecstasy and everything else together. You know what I'm saying? Felix stayed at the house and everything else like that. So I've never actually seen them do anything physical or anything like that, but I do know Felix well.
Yeah, you know, and Felix is openly gay.
Right.
From what I understand. And I mean, this is where the gray area comes in. You don't know. You know, I've taken ecstasy before and you get real like, yo, I love you, man. Like you touch on, you know,
right.
You're not touching on dudes sexually, but you hugging them, I love you, man. You know, kiss
Right.
them, you know, like in the forehead or something, you know,
Right.
and it's like at the time, it's just like, yo, man, you know, it's not a gay thing.
Right.
But it's just like you just get into a certain mood. Is Diddy gay? Is he bisexual? I personally don't know. These stories circulate. Hard to tell. I don't know. I've never seen anything gay. You've never seen anything gay. I don't know. But people say that if he just came out as bisexual, it'd actually help him out at this point.
Yeah, I felt the same way. You know, people always tell me, if you had to ask me, I would say he was definitely bisexual. But coming from Harlem, representing gangster rap at that time, it's not like 2024. You know what I'm saying? So I think that he was fighting that fact so much that for him to come out now, he felt like it would destroy everything that he built.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I felt like that he should have just said exactly what it was back then. Because the question is now is not about whether you're gay or not. It's about domestic violence.
Yeah.
You know, being the gay part is just something extra on there, something to spruce about. But it's the part that to hide these things, you're beating people, you're beating women, you're doing all type of things to hide these things.
Yeah, I remember I joked around about, you know, I wonder who's going to be the first friend of Diddy who accidentally says no Diddy around him. You know?
Yeah.
Some say Clive Davis feels it's finally safe to speak up in these changing times, while others suspect bad blood between him and Diddy. Whatever the reason, it's creating a storm in the music industry. Clive's revelations are making waves in Hollywood, raising questions about what other secrets he might unveil. Who could be next on his list? It's like he's opened Pandora's box, and no one knows what will come out next. Clive, the man who has seen it all in music, is finally sharing, and what he's revealing about Diddy could flip his world upside down. It's no wonder Diddy's freaking out. Everything might be about to change, because Clive decided it was time to break his silence.
Did he have Whitney killed? Where my bill
You
at?
already see my nails.
Where my
This is what I'm gonna say about that whole situation, because for me, so many people don't want to say anything because it's Clive. Personally, me, I really don't give a fuck. They said I was blackballed. I can't be no more blackballed than I am. Clive Davis knows exactly who I am. I know exactly who he is. The last time I went to a party at his house, my ex-husband was with me and the nigga hit on my husband in front of me, yo. Like he walks around here. On my husband, on my ex-husband.
Okay.
Which was, you know, it's his type. Everybody know Clive wants to be a black woman.
What?
That's why he always surrounds himself with black women. Look at his roster of major stars. Aretha Franklin, Cissy Houston, Whitney Houston, Angie Stone.
Wow.
And everybody forgets about Angie Stone.
True. We kind of do. That's true.
Everybody forgets that before Alicia Keys, Angie Stone was holding it down, gold record after gold record after gold record after gold record, and then the next thing you know, Alicia Keys comes.
So you tell okay, so I do know because I heard about it like in his biography or whatever. Clive Davis did say that he's bisexual, but you telling me like no, he's like a
In my
queen now.
opinion, he's a queen.
He's a queen. Okay.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. Most queens want to be black women.
So he's like a yes type, like
Yeah. On the low.
Wow.
But you know, I'm not gonna bite my words. The nigga hit on my husband right in my face. I was like, you out of your fucking mind. So, you know, I didn't get a whole lot of invitations back to none of them come suckle at the tea to power Grammy parties the night before the Grammys.
Yeah.
What I will say about Clive is that he is very, very, very obsessed with maintaining the brands that he creates. And he will go to extreme lengths to protect those brands. You know, these women that he works with, they become dolls in his mind. They're living dolls. He runs every second of their lives. The only person he never really did that with was Aretha Franklin, but that was a different time.
Right.
He needed Aretha Franklin to become Clive Davis.
So he was a little bit more humble back then.
Well, I mean, you ain't got no choice. You ain't got no choice. Everybody comes into the game having to make their bones. He made his bones with Aretha. And what a person to make your bones with.
True.
Aretha hit. Now everyone's looking to him. Clive knows the singers. Clive knows this. It wasn't Clive that knew the singers. It was Aretha that knew the singers, who introduced the singers to Clive. But they don't talk about that either. So you got to realize by the time Clive took over managing Whitney, I mean, he had been a part of her life, damn near all her life. He had his post on that bloodline, yo.
Girl, when I say Diddy is losing it, I mean it. He's in full meltdown mode, and it's quite the spectacle. You know how he's usually cool as a cucumber? Not anymore. He's reacting like someone just announced they're discontinuing C-Rock. So what's he up to? The streets say he's been blowing up phones, desperately trying to do damage control. He's calling everyone in his little black book, from music execs to celebrity pals. It's like the most dramatic game of telephone, and trust me, he's losing. And don't get me started on Diddy's social media. It's a total mess. One minute, he's posting cryptic messages about truth and loyalty. And the next, he's deleting everything faster than you can say, bad boy for life. It's like watching a slow-motion car crash, but on Instagram.
Wow.
See, that's singing, yo.
That is.
Because I'm going to tell you something right now. But everything that Whitney Houston is, she will bow down to Karen Clark Sheard, period. She would bow down. And Twinkie.
Oh my God. Karen Clark Sheard. Oh my God. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy. Is that?
That's Kiara's mom.
I knew who Kiara was this whole time and didn't know who.
Kiara is your generation.
Wow. Okay.
But Kiara's grandma is Dr. Maddie Moss.
Yeah.
Man, she was the gospel gangster.
Because that's how they portrayed her. She was like, she was about her money, about her business.
Listen to me. My husband told me, he was like, they didn't do it right in the movie. He was like, she would literally take her shoe off and throw it at you if you was off on a note.
Damn.
Oh, your mom and dad told you that? Yeah. Because they remember, because they sang in the choir. Yeah, in the state choir. And so it's like, you got to look at who Sissy Houston is. When it comes to that, like there's nobody that's been able to go between the gospel world and the secular world, not just as a vocalist, not just as a choir director, not just as a musical director, not just you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Sissy a beast. So if you that kind of beast, why wouldn't you defer to what your mom say?
Because you're gonna feel like my mom knows what she's talking about. She's a legend.
Period.
Yeah.
And this is all before. Now, if you go back and look at the movie and listen to the story, she was getting hooked on cocaine at about that same time. Life was a whirlwind. And before she knew it, she was the biggest thing ever. I don't even think she knew she was going to be that big, but Clive knew. He had been planning it for quite some time. That Merv Griffin show, total setup.
Okay.
Total setup. For Merv, when she did the Merv Griffin, and then she did, I think it was Johnny Carson, who was white America.
Yes. Yes.
If you were black on that show, oh nigga, you Michael Jackson.
Yeah. He was that one. He had late night on lock. That's a true legend.
Yeah, he was David Letterman before David Letterman.
Yes.
So that's Whitney. And now her life is boom and it's a whirlwind. She's constantly on tour. She barely has a chance to figure out what her personal life looks like, what she wants for herself, what's important to her. But then she has all of these demands. Money, 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 money. I'm going to tell you when I was done having any real respect for Clive Davis. When he made her end her marriage and separated at home. And Bobby Chris, even though they were dysfunctional on so many different levels, they were still a family. He separated that family for optics. And guess what? I can go up on YouTube right now and pull up footage of that European tour. It was a shame. It was a disgrace. You go and look up YouTube Whitney Houston in Kazakhstan. See, before she came back with the I Look to You, Clive sent her out on a world tour outside of America. Collect a bunch of cash. They was getting like $250,000 to $350,000 a show.
Wow.
They were getting hell of a lot more than they were getting here because this is Whitney Houston. And she had been gone for a while. And Clive, she's making a big comeback. And of course, if Clive said it's got to be true.
Right. His word is law. Yeah.
The show that she did in Kazakhstan, it was for the president. For the she was there to do the birthday performance for the president. She only had to do 4 or 5 songs. A half an hour, $250,000.
Wow.
For a half an hour. And when I tell you she was so high, she started crip walking under her gown.
Oh.
She was crip walking in a $15,000 gown on a $100,000 stage with the light up and the Kazakhstan wave dances. She couldn't even remember her songs. The background singers were stepping in. Like, it was bad. Wow. It was bad. And then she did the whole Marilyn Monroe. And then she was cracking. Her voice was, it was, I'm going to put it to you this way. The first time I saw it, it made me cry.
Really?
Because I thought to myself, why the fuck would they put her out on the road like that if she wasn't prepared? If she wasn't ready. But see, she had to make that money. Clive needed that money.
Yeah.
Just in case she crashed and burned before they could do a U.S. tour. And she embarrassed him here and he couldn't get no break.
And let's not even get into his public statements. Diddy's PR team must be working overtime because he can't keep his story straight. First, he's denying everything, then claiming Clive Davis is confused. Now he's talking about privacy and how real friends don't kiss and tell.
On him for getting money.
Me either.
I'm just hating on the way he got it. And I'm hating on the overall effect of what it's done to not only the artist on his label, the artist that got shelved, the artist that got dropped. Not only that, but what he did to culture. Because he made culture like an Andy Warhol painting. And don't get me wrong, Andy Warhol, great artist.
Right.
But let's keep it a bean. Andy Warhol was pop culture. That's what if I were to put a label on Puff, I would say that he's the Andy Warhol of hip hop.
The Andy Warhol. Okay. I hear you.
And he got smart and he listened to all of his advisors, mostly Clive Davis, and he won. Like, he was determined to win. Like, nobody knew how determined he was to win. Like, that whole thing with Father MC, he covered that thing up real fast.
What happened with him and Father MC?
There was a party down at Howard, one of the infamous parties, and they had gotten too big, and he didn't have proper security, he didn't have proper permits, and there was a stampede, and Father MC's woman got trampled to death.
Oh wow. Wow.
And
now, how does one go about covering up something like that?
Well, I mean, apparently you pay people. From what I've been told, he's been paying what is it? What's the not the World Star, the other one. The Shade Room. He's been paying the Shade Room not to post my post. That's what I was told. Someone hit me up in the DM and was like, stop tagging. So they got on my feed and was like, stop tagging the Shade Room. He's paying them not to post it.
Yeah, I can believe that. It's a couple other artists that pay them too not to. Yep.
And I'm not hating. I'm not hating. If they paying you that money, they paying you that money. But just understand, the second that you jump into somebody's pocket, you stay in a pocket.
Forever.
Period.
Yeah.
Because if you'll take the money once, you'll take the money twice. If you'll take the money twice, you'll take the money 3 times. And once they get used to getting that money, now you've given the other person all of the control. So what happens when you want to break a story that you really want to break and somebody comes to pay it, but everybody else is going viral and you're missing the boat?
Yeah. And right now we're talking about the Shade Room and Diddy. Allegedly, Diddy has paid the Shade Room not to repost Jaguar's posts. I can tell you guys, I know for a fact there's a couple other artists that paid the Shade Room to only post positive things. Hey, you get your money how you do. Allegedly, some YouTubers are being paid too to only post positive things. That's fine. You get it how you do. I like to be able to talk free.
I am a hustler. I would never tell nobody not to get no money.
Right. Me either.
But at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself what you're living for. Are you living for what you're building for yourself? What you're building for your career? What you're building for your legacy? Or are you living to be in somebody's pocket?
Yeah. Yeah, you can be other people.
Puff has always had a lot of people in his pocket.
Yeah.
Like I said in my post, he's probably one of the only people in this industry that has more secrets than me.
Really?
Yeah. All those cover-ups, all of those stories. Like the simple fact that people still didn't know that the East Coast, West Coast was engineered by him and Suge. They did a great job acting that whole thing out. But it was all to sell records. It was a marketing scheme. And then when they start, when people started losing control of the stars, next thing you know, people started disappearing. Now, a bunch of people have gotten on my page and asked me, do I know who killed Biggie and Tupac? What I will say about that is this. Allegedly, everybody knows.
Oh.
Allegedly. Everybody knows, but nobody's going to say anything.
But do you know?
What I will say is this. When you start bumping into certain groups and entourages of people, and you see key players that are there sometimes and not there sometimes, you know what I'm saying? When they're there, ain't nothing popping, but when they're not there, things are popping. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm following.
There are certain people that hang out with certain groups of people, and you see them. They're in pictures, they're on the red carpet, they're around. But then things start popping off. You don't see those people. Oh. They're not in those pictures. They're not on the red carpet. They're nowhere around. So where the hell were they? They're at every other party. They're in every other picture. They're standing by you everywhere else except for when this person went missing or this person got shot. The art of misdirection is a skill that most record executives use. So considering that the public has absolutely no idea what's happening behind the curtain or behind the velvet rope, it gives them a great advantage to paint whatever story they want to paint. So what I will say is there are some peanut gallery attendees.
Okay.
That conveniently disappear off the scene at certain times. And everyone knows this. Now, I'm not speaking on anyone in particular. I'm just saying we got to pay more attention to the people that show up in pictures when they show up and when they don't show up. Because it's all there.
Some of Diddy's friends are trying to support him by posting encouraging messages. But it's like trying to stop a tidal wave with a beach umbrella. This story has legs and is spreading fast. The funniest part: some people say Diddy's meltdown is actually confirming Clive's claims. If it weren't true, why is he acting like the world's ending? He's giving Clive way too much energy, if you catch my drift. So what's Diddy's next move? Rumor has it he might be planning a big announcement or interview to set the record straight.
But y'all know what this guy is? You didn't catch what I asked you. Who is this guy? So this guy is a dude named Santana, Saucy Santana. If y'all know anything about him, and he claps back, so trust me, he gonna clap back if I ask, but I don't care. Y'all know what he is, right? Y'all can look at him and tell what he is, right? But Saucy Santana, number one, I'm so disappointed in LA, man. I wouldn't believe that LA people would be out there supporting him at a concert at BET experience. But I guess that's the era we in now. I thought that was some shit for Atlanta or Frisco or some shit like that. You niggas in DC. I didn't know we was like that. Maybe West Hollywood, but you know, they only like the white boys. They don't like no big black dudes like that. But, that person, people that's deep into this internet stuff really knows, but a lot of y'all don't know, like John don't know. That's Young Miami best friend, y'all. Young Miami best friend. So we know about Puffy now, right? And we know Puffy like to use and have friends around, and you know, of his girlfriends that are like to go both ways, right? I bet y'all $1 million that this nigga was the one that was fucking on Puffy Combs, y'all. This is Puffy Combs' bitch. Young Miami, who is his best friend, who always with him, that is a cover. That nigga right there, this person right here, that's who y'all boy Diddy was fucking on. That's Diddy's woman. I guarantee y'all. Y'all keep watching. Y'all keep listening. Y'all stand by. It's going to come out real soon. Y'all remember y'all heard it from Bomb first and Reggie right first. But yeah, I'm just saying, shout out to the BET Awards. It was last night. Thought it was cool. I kind of liked it. You know, I'm not into the young rappers. I love what Usher did. Usher, man. Tell you, Usher, Chris Brown, R. Kelly. But I know, you know, our mamas and everybody love Charlie Wilson, and who's gonna be, man, he gonna be at essence of this war in New Orleans. Him and Usher. Man, if I was right, I still would be in New Orleans this weekend coming up. Cause him, and then they doing a tribute to Frankie Beverly. Man, that's gonna be a hell of a concert for us people over 50. Y'all didn't hear about it. Those of y'all in the New Orleans area, y'all should try to go and see that concert this weekend. But I'm so disappointed in how the rappers and these young dudes look now with these skinny jeans wearing. It's a different era, boy. It's a different era, and y'all lucky.
But honestly, I don't know if that will help or just make things messier. One thing's for sure. This drama is far from over, and Diddy's meltdown is just getting started. We're all here for the show.
If a bear shit in the woods, does it make a smell? Yeah, I could kind of see it. I could see it. And it's like before the internet and all that shit existed. You see what I'm saying? When you're in the industry and all that, you be hearing shit about certain people, B. You know what I mean? I've been heard shit about this dude. You know what I mean? Long time ago. Long time ago. So the fact that this is all coming, it's almost surprising that he was able to maneuver this long, to be honest. You know what I mean? I was there at City College and all that with the basketball game when people died. A girl that I know passed away. Rest in peace, Sonia Williams. And I didn't think he was going to be able to bounce back from that. I was like, oh, this nigga's done. He's done. And he just laid low for a little while. Came back stronger than ever after that. It was crazy.
R.I.P. to her, man. I had no idea that you knew someone that got killed in that situation, man.
Yeah, my man Sonny's sister, man. She went to school with us in Nerd Shell. Matter of fact, she was Father MC's girlfriend at the time.
Yeah, I know I always interview, Gene Deal, and he's very adamant that, Diddy is the reason why, all them people got killed, but from your point of view, do you blame Diddy?
Yes, I blame greed on it. You know what I mean? I feel like they didn't want a bunch of people to get in for free, so they closed the doors in a certain way. The doors, I think, had to be pushed out or something like that, and they pulled them back in so like people got crushed against the doors trying to get in this little space, and you know what I mean? At that point, when you saw shit was crazy, y'all should have just said F the money and just let motherfuckers in. But no, y'all motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Y'all want to squeeze a quarter to the eagle screen. You know what I mean? And that's that bullshit.
Rumor has it Clive Davis could have more stories up his sleeve. What if this is just the tip of the iceberg? Diddy must be sweating bullets, wondering what's going to drop next. It's like a ticking time bomb, and we're all just waiting for the boom.